If you're a first-time parent or maybe a second or third-time parent, it can feel like every baby aisle is whispering the same thing. You're missing something. Your baby needs this. Everyone else already bought it. And suddenly a normal baby registry starts looking like survival gear for a small expedition. I'm Dr. Mona, pediatrician and mom. Today I'm de-influencing you from the most marketed baby products out there. The ones that promise better sleep, faster development, or fewer worries, but don't actually do what they claim. The goal is not to shame these products. The goal is to help you spend less money, carry less anxiety, and trust your baby's development more. And if you like that sort of grounded, practical pediatric guidance, make sure to subscribe. Let's get into it. Before we go product by product, here's the reframe that makes this whole conversation easier. Most baby products are not solving problems. They are selling emotional relief to parents. They target normal baby behavior, normal sleep, normal fussiness, normal wobbly movement, normal learning curves. And they promise control in a phase of life that is already very unpredictable. That doesn't make you foolish, it makes you human. Babies have been developing safely for a long time with far less gear than modern marketing suggests. So here's the question to hold on to for the next 10 minutes. Is this product solving a real problem for my baby, or is it selling relief to me? Let's talk about what you can skip. Weighted sleep sacks or blankets are marketed as tools for deeper sleep and better regulation. But added weight does not teach a baby how to regulate, and they can also be harmful. There is no strong evidence that weighted sleep products improve sleep outcomes in infants. The AAP does not recommend them for safe sleep, and neither do I, and that includes the ones marketed as gently weighted or lightly weighted. If it adds weight, it counts. You're adding risk without clear benefit. What you can use instead if you want to keep them nice and cozy is simple and effective. A swaddle, or if they've started rolling over, a standard, appropriately sized, non-weighted sleep sack. Yep, that's right. Skip the suits that make them look like the Michelin Man. Other things that can help sleep: a safe, flat surface, consistent routines, responsive caregiving, and of course, my newborn sleep workshop, which can help you in all of those tough newborn sleep moments. Sleep is developmental, not something you can press into a baby with weight. And if you need more help with sleep, remember I have tons of resources. While we're on the topic of sleep, let's talk about the smart socks and clip-on sensors that track your baby's oxygen and heart rate overnight. The marketing promises peace of mind. The reality is a bit more complicated. First, do they actually help? The AAP does not recommend home vital sign monitors as a way to reduce the risk of SIDS because there's no evidence that they do. And I agree. And here's something most parents don't realize. The FDA classifies many of these devices as wellness products, not medical devices. That means they aren't held to the same accuracy standards as the monitors we use in the hospital, or maybe was given to you for home use. That accuracy gap matters. These devices can misread infant oxygen levels and heart rates. A sock slips, a reading glitches, and now parents are wide awake at 3 a.m. with their hearts pounding over a healthy, sleeping baby. I've seen false alarms turn into stressful, expensive emergency room visits for babies who are completely fine. And many parents tell me they actually sleep worse with these because now they're monitoring the monitor. There's another risk too. We have seen burns due to these devices due to the heat that emanates from them. Because of this, I don't believe the benefit outweighs the risk. And the most important reason I don't recommend it overall, the devices can also create a false sense of security. When parents feel like the monitor has it covered, it's human nature to relax on the habits that actually can protect babies from SIDS, because the monitor doesn't replace safe sleep. My concern is unsafe sleep practices thinking that the monitor will pick up an issue. But what if it doesn't? Now, one important exception, I want to be clear about this because I have families in my own practice who fall into this category. Some babies do need home monitoring. A former NICU baby, a preemie, a baby with a heart or lung condition. In those situations, a clinician may recommend medical-grade monitoring on a case-by-case basis. If that's your baby, follow your clinician's guidance because that's safety and not marketing. But for a healthy, full-term baby, it's not needed. Now, some of you watching this may have one, and that is your discretion to decide what to do. As long as you are practicing safe sleep, as long as you know the risk of overheating and burns, and as long as it's not causing you more anxiety, this is your choice to use one. Head-shaping pillows are sold to parents who are scared of positional plagiocephaly, often called flathead syndrome. The problem is they are not safe for sleep. Anything soft in a sleep space increases risk. Most positional head flattening improves naturally with growth and movement. If you want a deeper breakdown of what's normal and when to be concerned, check out my full video on plagiocephaly. What actually helps is tummy time, position changes during awake hours, and limiting container time. And quick definition, because we throw that term around, a container is anything that holds your baby in one fixed position: swings, bouncers, loungers, seats. Useful in small doses, but a problem if it's your entire lifestyle. And parents ask if they can use these types of pillows when their child is awake. Sure you can, but don't forget the other tips in my plagiocephaly video, and also make sure that your baby doesn't fall asleep on one. Aftermarket car seat head positioners are a hard no. If it didn't come with the car seat, it does not belong on the car seat. These inserts are not crash tested with your specific seat. They can change how your baby's airway sits and how the harness functions. The rule is simple. Nothing goes in the car seat that didn't come with it. Car seat safety is about engineering, not aesthetics or what you think your baby needs. It is okay, as long as they are strapped in correctly, that their head is going to bend forward. That is naturally going to happen even as they grow. Automatic formula mixers are marketed as precision machines. Push a button, get a perfectly mixed, perfectly warm bottle, no measuring, no error. Here's my real concern, and it's not about convenience, it's about ratios. Some of these machines have been reported to dispense the wrong amount of powder or water. The settings are off, or the formula brand doesn't match the machine's calibration. And why does this matter? Because formula ratios are not a suggestion. Too much water dilutes calories and can throw off your baby's sodium balance, which in a young infant can become dangerous. Too little water concentrates the formula, which is hard on immature kidneys and digestion, and over time can affect hydration and growth. And here's the part that concerns me most. A bottle that's mixed wrong looks exactly like a bottle that's mixed right. You can't always see the problem. Days or weeks of slightly wrong bottles can add up before anyone notices something is off. These machines also need careful cleaning. Powder can clump in humidity, and tubing and funnels can grow residue or mold. Meanwhile, the scoop in the can is already a precision tool. Level, unpack scoops, water first, follow the label on your specific formula every time. That's it. That's the system that's been tested for decades. And remember, if you're watching this with your registry open in another tab, you're my people. Make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up sign so I know this video is helpful. Wipe warmers exist because cold wipes feel dramatic at 3 a.m. Parents feel bad, companies know that. But babies adapt to room temperature wipes within seconds, and they do not require warmed wipes for comfort or health. Wipe warmers can also grow mold if not maintained carefully. This is an item I would ditch. You do not need it. Many caregivers still think that baby walkers can promise faster walking. That is not the case. But let's get specific here, because there are two very different products hiding under one name, and they do not deserve the same verdict. Sit-in walkers, the kind with a seat and wheels, are a hard no. Not a maybe, not a use it with supervision, a no. And here's why. A sit-in walker gives your baby speed and reach that their body and judgment are nowhere near ready for. A baby in one of these can move several feet in a single second. That's fast enough to reach a staircase, tip over on a rug or threshold, or get to things that were safely out of reach a moment ago. Walker injuries send thousands of babies to the emergency room, and most happen with an adult in the room. That's the part parents don't expect. You cannot out-supervise the kind of speed they can get in these sit-in walkers. It's why the AAP has called for a ban on making and selling them, and why Canada banned them outright back in 2004. And on top of the safety risk, they don't actually do the job of teaching your baby how to walk. Hanging in a sling, scooting on tiptoes uses the wrong muscles in the wrong pattern. They can actually delay walking and not speed it up. But they still exist on the market unregulated or are being passed down like a family heirloom, so please be cautious. Push walkers are a different story. That's the kind your baby or toddler stands behind and pushes like a little cart. Those can be fine with one catch, and the catch is timing. A push walker is a confidence tool for a baby who is already pulling to stand and taking maybe a few steps. It is not a teaching tool for a baby who isn't there yet. Before your baby is standing and stepping on their own, they do not need it, and propping them up on one won't get them there faster. What supports walking is floor play, cruising along furniture, and barefoot movement. Motor skills build from the ground up, not inside equipment. And if you want a deeper breakdown of how babies build motor skills, step by step, check out my full-length video on motor development. Fall-proof backpacks are sold to reduce fear of head injury during early walking. But they don't prevent serious injury, and they interfere with learning protective reflexes. Babies learn balance by falling safely on the floor. That is part of the process. Supervision and baby-proofing matters more than backpacks with padding. Baby-proof sharp edges on furniture, but otherwise, let them be free without this product. Sit-me-up seats for non-sitters put babies into positions their bodies may not be ready for. If a baby can't get into this position themselves, they don't need to stay there at this time. These seats can limit core development and natural movement. Floor time is what builds strength and not propping. Now, if your child's physical therapist has recommended one, that is perfectly fine. Sometimes physical therapists may recommend it for children who are diagnosed with low tone to help them when they are eating. Baby shoes for non-walkers don't help babies learn to walk. They are just for decoration. Babies don't need arch support. They need sensory feedback from their foot. Barefoot movement builds balance and strength. Shoes are for protection outdoors, not development indoors. And tiny sneakers, well, they're so adorable, I get it, but save them for a photo shoot. So when do shoes actually enter the picture? Once your toddler is walking independently and heading outdoors, that's the moment. Inside the house, barefoot or non-skid socks are still best, even for confident walkers. Even so, if outdoors, barefoot is fine as long as in a safe, non-boiling hot surface. Let them feel and explore the world with their feet. And when you buy that first real pair, you're basically shopping for a sole that protects the foot without bossing it around. And here's the checklist. Flexible, you should be able to bend the sole easily with 2 hands. If it's stiff as a board, put it back. Flat with no heel lift. Lightweight so the shoe isn't fighting every step. A wide toe box because toddlers balance by spreading their toes. A grippy, non-skid bottom. And a secure closure like Velcro or laces, not a slip-on that slips off mid-run. For the fit, leave about a thumb's width between the longest toe and the end of the shoe. And recheck often because toddler feet grow really fast, like sometimes overnight. Amber teething necklaces claim that warmed amber releases a pain-relieving compound onto your baby's skin. And there's no evidence that this works, and the science behind the claim doesn't hold up. But what really concerns me is the risk. Whenever I look at a product, I look at benefit and risk. The benefit, we're unsure. Even if it's a homeopathic remedy, okay, fine. The risk is what concerns me because we have seen strangulation deaths and also choking from amber necklaces. The FDA has warned about deaths and injuries from teething jewelry. What actually helps teething is simple. Chilled, not frozen teethers, a cold washcloth to chew on, gum massages, extra comfort, and patience. And if needed for a really difficult night or day where that tooth is breaking through the gum, you can use ibuprofen or acetaminophen as long as it's age appropriate. And just run it by your child's clinician if you're unsure if they can receive these medications. What all these products have in common is this. They don't fix problems, they sell reassurance. They promise control over sleep, development, and safety. They target anxiety that already exists, and they quietly suggest that parenting requires constant equipment upgrades. And it doesn't. Babies need supervision, space to move, responsive adults, time. That's what builds development. And one more thing, because I know how gifts work and I know how consumer buying works. If grandma already bought you one of these things or you own one of these things, it is your discretion if you want to use it. You don't need a smarter gadget. You need time, supervision, trust in development, and ideas on developmental engagement, which is all over my resources, including my YouTube channel. And if this helped you breathe a little easier about baby gear, share it with a new parent and subscribe for more grounded evidence, but also experience-based support. Because your baby doesn't need more stuff, your baby just needs you. I'll see you all next time. Stay well.